Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. We are attempting to build a bunch of rockets, one of them being a new steam rocket. And just for clarification, I've never built any real rockets before and I haven't watched any guides, so I'm sure there are plenty of people who will watch this video and cringe at how bad I'm doing, but I'm trying to just get the experience of doing it myself and through a little trial and error see what's working and what's not working. For example, this has a maximum height of 16, so I'm trying to find a way to get a nose cone and something else on here and not exceed the height requirement. And I'm, kind of struggling with that at the moment. So I'm hoping that can be figured out at some point. Specifically, I'm looking for a way to, well, we're charging this battery up right now, but I do want to get a, there's like a robot that you could put on here in here, like a Trailblazer module. But I'm not sure how to make that fit on this because it's size 3. So, and the nose cone is size 2. So I have a couple ideas of things I want to try, but I don't know if they'll actually work. Like I was going to take the solar panel off once the battery's charged and then sneak the other thing on there while the battery's still juiced up and see if that makes a difference. But, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So you might notice there is a new pipe or some new piping going on here. I went ahead off camera just to not waste a bunch of time, and I started building out the inside guts of this spacecraft because it's going to take a while for that to build. So I want them to go ahead and get started on that. As far as steam goes, I think what I'm going to try initially until I get something to produce steam consistently and reliably all the time, I think what I'm going to do is just run a giant insulated gas pipe all the way down here to a steel gas pump that shouldn't melt from being submersed in steam. And then I'll put like a airlock here, or try to put an airlock here. I know I have heavy watt wire coming across. And then just dig straight through to here. Let all this water fall down into the magma, get converted into steam, and then just pump that steam straight into that spacecraft. So I'm hoping that works. Only time's going to tell whether or not it does. But I am getting a little frustrated with the lack of oxygen making its way to these spacesuits, so that's something I would definitely like to figure out, preferably sooner than later, because there's a lot of work that can't get done because there's no oxygen readily available in these suits. So I think one way I am going to work around that, if not permanently, at least temporarily, I think I'm gonna either run a new line or branch off of one of these that isn't currently in use, and bring it down there to kind of supplement the oxygen flow. So let's go ahead and get started building that too. I think that would be a good idea. I'm just going to bring this straight down, and I'm going to come right through. Well, I can't go through there. Radiation vomiting. That, generally speaking, that's not a good thing. I'm going to put a gas bridge because I think... Actually, I don't know if a bridge is the right thing here, because then it might try to push in multiple directions. I'm going to try to just pump it straight in and see if that works. But hopefully that will lead to more oxygen consistently flowing down here. Now, I know it's going to here and here before it goes to here. So each time it's going to split a little bit, but these suits are... well, these here are fairly full. So once that fills up, more and more of it will make its way down here. We do have at least one suit that is consistently staying pretty full up. So we have that going for us for the time being. So lots of building to do. I don't know why any dupes would be idle. Oh, they're on the other planetoid. So She's got major radiation sickness, which sounds like a bad thing. And probably is a very bad thing. But I think we're to the point where we can get rid of these planter boxes. I think we need to get like a proper farm going down here. These bug buckets are not growing because of the what you call it, the lack of polluted water, which is something we definitely have to do. Okay, so sick bay, we have to under medicine, I think we have an apothecary. I don't know if building this in here takes away the room, the hospital, because it's no industrial machinery. I'm not sure if this counts as industrial machinery. Suppose we'll find out pretty soon. But I want to try to build a curative tablet to get rid of some of the poisoning from the radiation sickness. The other thing I did down here, so I have polluted dirt in here, and I want to get rid of it. So I want polluted dirt and polluted mud, rot piles, and slime. I want this to be priority 9 down here, even though these are not submersed underwater yet. They will eventually be, so I do want to get all this stuff out of here and down to here. I do want to get to, I need to wrangle some of these plug slugs and get them actually wired into a spot that's going to provide us consistent power. And up here is a pretty good possibility. I know we got this power spline running over here, but this is like mostly a too high building where they would come down and touch the power line. So might be worth wrangling them to do that. Really hoping on this other planetoid, this picks up, looks like 13 cycles. That's an awful long time. I'm not confident that this is gonna hold out that long. So I think I'm gonna need to, well, I want to get this whole spaghetti mess cleaned up a bit anyway, but I think some of this here is gonna have to come out and go up into here. Not the output. We want it to go to the input, which is down here. So let's see what that looks like. Because we do need to, well, I mean, this is already pretty full. So instead of fixing the mess, I'm going to make it even worse, at least temporarily. This is going to be pretty gnarly, but we do what we got to do. All right, we'll connect that there. I really should run it through the floor. So let's go ahead and cancel this here. Okay, so when they get that installed, that should force some of the liquid to be pumped out of here. I'm willing to go like down to halfway. I think that's perfectly fine. We do have more being produced on a pretty consistent basis up here. And this is nice cold water, so it'll help cool things down as well. So once that's done, that'll go ahead and pump into here, start bringing some polluted water over to here so that crops will start growing, so that people won't starve, because we're down to 200 calories over on this planetoid, and that is not a good thing. I would like to mop up. There is a fair amount of polluted water. I really would like to mop that up. Oh, there's a dead dupe down here. That's not great. I must have forgot about him. Or her. Sorry, May. Let's go ahead and build some more, because we're probably going to need them. All right, once we get that stuff mopped up, that will give us some polluted water to start with. I'm going to increase the priority on that, actually, just to make sure that we get going on that. We probably will have to funnel some food over to this planetoid, at least temporarily. How is all this building? Okay, so they did finish this, so there is a steady stream of oxygen now flowing down to these lower levels. That should fill up these suits pretty consistently, at least to a point where we can actually utilize them more regularly than we are currently, because right now they just keep running out of oxygen. So hopefully that means things will be more productive over here. Looks like we are slowly converting this all to steam. Camille is going to die if she can't find food, which is not good. I guess let's come over to this planetoid and get some food going into here. Allow manual use. We'll set that to urgent just to make sure that some food. We have 260 something thousand calories here, so we could definitely afford to bring some stuff over here and dump it off. I'm gonna go ahead and uncheck manual use once this dupe drops off these next couple things, and that should be good. We could lower that priority back down. All right, so this is I don't know why sand is being made, but this volcano is erupting now, and it is at least pumping out more consistent stuff, and hopefully that means the magma will trickle down here once all this steam gets produced. That's the hope anyway. And then we get to a point where we can actually build insulated tile here, and that should, well, we want to close this off first, right? So, well, there goes the only suit that would have let us do that. But we go ahead and close this off, and then that roughly gets us to a point where once the rest of this steam is gone, oh no, the power transformer, it's overheating. I'm going to open this up and just let some of the steam out. Well, I'm going to try to anyway. We'll see what actually happens. Is this just going to vibrate like this for 16 cycles? Because it's not actually erupting right now. Okay, so iron ore is possibly the wrong type of material for this, so I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct that since it's not working anyway. That is going to stop our water from getting siphoned up here and then getting converted here. So we are going to run out of fresh water relatively quickly. That is something I will have to deal with pretty soon. Let's see what our care package is. It's all garbage. I'll just print that, and that will be fine for now. It looks like our bristle blossoms are all growing very well, which is good. And we now have consistent pincha pepper plant growth, which is also very good. We are pumping out some of this cold or fairly cool water. This is after it's already cycled through all this and kind of warmed up as a result. So it is pumping that out, which I think is good, because we do need to get some of that off of this planetoid and onto the other one. Let's go ahead and take a look down here, what exactly we got going on. I'm surprised he didn't come through here, but that's okay. Well, I guess the steam doesn't necessarily have to get vented out here. Let's go ahead and look at our power transformer. We're going to want to build this one out of steel. Well, let's try gold amalgam and see if that works. If that works, that'll be a cheaper cost and will, you know, hopefully be good enough. The steam is starting to sneak over here and precipitate out and drip down into here, which is fine because once this goes off, it's going to turn back into steam. So we're going to be seeing a lot of steam get generated over here in general. There we go. Now all the steam is going to get leaked out and it's just going to precipitate out as regular water. I'm going to go ahead and lock that again. No sense of urgency just because most of the air is all pumped out of here at this point anyway. I just want to be able to get in here and start closing some of this stuff off because we are getting to a point where the heat will start to make a difference over here. There we are. Got some hot air coming up. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. That's some pretty steamy air. It's not going to go well if that creeps up too much, so I definitely want to make sure we close that off sooner than later. Let this heat kind of dissipate throughout the atmosphere here. So, but it is kind of working as intended. We are seeing a fair amount of steam buildup over here. The only thing I'm concerned about is this carbon dioxide getting cycled out appropriately. All right, so that's working. We got plenty of liquid over here. Let's go check the other planetoids, see how that situation's going. Calories are fine because we sent over a bunch. We are getting some of that water was pumped out over here, which is perfect. They're slowly but surely working their way through here and just moving everything down to these storage containers. They have not finished building this yet, so that's a little surprising, but I still don't know where that radiation came from that hurt that duplicant that was over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our rockets. Okay, this one is pretty much ready to go. This one has not made a ton of progress, but has made a little. So once this is all built out, we should be in a fairly good place to launch off here. But we can't really do anything till the steam makes its way up there either. So I think we have several more cycles to wait before everything gets fully built up the way it's supposed to. Now, over here, we're waiting on ceramic and copper. Do we have any ceramic? Let's take a look and see if we have any ceramic. We do. We have a lot of ceramic, actually. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this to like 50. What are we doing over here? We are making sand out of igneous rock, which is fine. At least we have consistent sand production happening then. Although I have a feeling we probably have a lot of sand. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, 158 tons. That igneous rock though too. So I mean, I think we have enough to go around. I'll leave it active for the time being. I was hoping we have repair ammo suit on like permanent cycle, so any ammo suit that gets damaged should automatically be repaired. So I'm not really sure why we're in a situation where we're seeing like missing Atmo suits, with the exception of, you know, they're missing because they're in use. Oh, it looks like that oxygen really did make a difference down here, because we are, if we look down here, we are starting to see these bars fill up quite a bit. So that is really good to see. I'm glad that seems to be an effective solution. Our Dreco farms are going well. Plastic production is consistent and increasing as time goes on. As a matter of fact, how much plastic do we have? That is not a lot of plastic. but I know why that is. 7.7 tons total, and that's because it's all being stored on this the Apollo spaceship. Yeah, so this is all the plastic is consistently being dragged up here. Speaking of which, we shouldn't really slack on getting getting this up and running. So I think we do need to increase the priority of getting food in here, and we should go ahead and send another launch out to space just to get some more data ground out, because our research is kind of halted until that's done. So let's go ahead and get some food. We should see this food decrease as they drag it up to the spaceship, which is perfectly fine. Looks like the steam has kind of died down over here a little bit. It's still a little warm here, but it's hopefully going to be a little more contained to this area. I do have to, at some point, convert this over to, I should probably do that now. Just throw some insulated tiles in here just to make sure that this stays insulated and keeps the heat contained, at least over in this section here. So I will set the priority to 9 on these ones in particular, just to make sure that these get closed off and all this steam kind of stays trapped in here for now. I think we can do, I'm going to send the signal. I think that might delete the water. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think that did delete the water. So we'll just keep doing that as needed. So I don't have this actually set the way I want it temperature-wise yet, but we will eventually get to that point. Is this analyzed now? Yes, it is. Next activities in 16 cycles, so this is going to go off and produce even more. And I think we're going to have a fair amount of steam just from this here. So, yeah, I think this will be good. Although I am a little concerned about this. Just because I think once I dig down here and all the steam comes out, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to do some damage to the spaceship because it's going to capture in some carbon dioxide. But maybe I should do a gas filter, or better yet, we could do one of these. Which I have to remember how exactly I did that, but let's do a, is it a gas pipes element sensor? And that is connected to a gas shutoff valve. Let's go ahead and just copy that. What's this made out of? That overheat temperature is a little low. I'm gonna have to probably make that out of steel, I would think. Let's actually put the insulated pipe here and deconstruct it from here, at least till we get this all constructed. And then let's do some automation. Let's get the automation wire set up, and we're going to go from here to here. We'll just do coal because I don't really need any more duplicants right now. Although I don't really need any coal either. There's plenty of that to go around. All right, so let's take a look at this. So the way this is set up is gas pipe element sensor. So when it detects what I want, it sends it out the top, and what I don't want gets sent out the bottom. Okay. So this needs to be steam. Okay, so the way that should work, theoretically anyway, is when it detects steam, it's going to send it out there. And when it doesn't detect steam, I'm just going to vent it out over here. So theoretically, that's how this should work. We'll see if it actually does. Do we have this pipe all the way done? It actually looks like we might have completed it. Almost. We just got to get this little bit more, but I'm guessing it's not built because we can't actually reach it. So do I need a gantry? I'm thinking I might need a gantry to get that built. No? I guess they can reach it, they just can't they just haven't gotten around to it yet. So how are we doing here on spacesuits? Oxygen is a little dicey. It's not terrible, but it is a little bit questionable. I think we might need to build a couple more Atmos suits. Maybe we'll get like 5 more. I just feel like we never quite have enough. There's a couple missing from here. I think there's a couple missing down here as well, which I'm not really sure because they're set to be repaired. So I'm not really sure why any would be missing at all, but here we are. Okay, so theoretically, what should happen is the stuff in this room should get so hot from the magma erupting that, I mean, except, with the exception of the steam and everything, which doesn't really matter, this metal should eventually get hot to the point that it'll pass through the heat to this metal and then heat this to steam, and then this steam will turn these turbines, which will generate power. So theoretically, that's the way it should work. I think the thermosensor if it's above 125 degrees, that's when it should send the, or no, if it's below, all right, if it's below 125 C, I want it to send the signal, which means don't bother connecting the doors. If it's above 125 C, I want the signal to be sent. I think I'll probably have to revise that down the road, and I think it's going to be more, actually, if it's, I think it's going to end up being like if it's above like 500 C or something like that. So it doesn't overheat, so it passes enough heat across, but not too much heat. So let's actually put it that way. And what we should see is this heat starting to transfer between these two metals here. So let's put this to 250 and let's just leave it at that for now. All right, time will tell on that, but we'll leave that be. Critter starvation, that went away. I'm not really sure what was going on there. We are starting to get a little bit of water built up here, which is good. We do want that to be kind of figured out, but we also want these farm tiles to change. I do want to switch them over to hydroponic tiles so that they automatically, but I think I have to deconstruct and reconstruct all of them in order for that to happen, which kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to just kind of cheat it a little bit, but I don't think that's going to work. Plumbing wise, we don't have anything down here currently, but we are going to want... Oh, that just deleted the outflow. What is going on with this plumbing here? All right, so that's the output pipes from the bathrooms going down to here, which I just accidentally deleted. So we want to make sure to get that back up and running, because we do want that to output to here. This can be deconstructed. This can be deconstructed. This isn't doing anything at all. All right, we do have somebody stuck there, so I do want to make sure that we get the new hydroponic farms up and running as soon as possible. Preferably before that person suffocates, would be ideal. We are going to need to replant those wart seeds as well, like every other one. And then we are going to need piping, so we are going to need a pump somewhere down here. I guess we'll take the tepidizer out, although we really do need to purify this water, but I'll just leave that for another time to worry about. Okay, good. She fell down. Priority 8 to that. Make sure we get that going. We are going to want to make sure to get the pump built as soon as possible. And here we go again with the messy spaghetti piping, but you know, it's got to be what it's got to be. Let's deconstruct this excess pipe here just to get it out of the way. Okay, so theoretically, what should happen now, and I'm going to run up this same circuit here. Once this is all wired up, this should automate the pumping for our farm, which is going to vastly improve things, I think. I would like to see you know, a little more efficiency on the bog bucket production here. So I think we're going to need to up the priority a little bit here. Make sure we get this done in a relatively timely manner, because I know this will take forever if I don't tell them specifically to make sure that that happens. But I think this will be good. I think this will be good once we get it all completely up and running. Probably should, just generally speaking, copy bog bucket to all this, and then we'll go back and put the wart seeds like every couple. Maybe this one will be a wart seed, and this one can be a wart seed. Hopefully they finish this relatively soon. I would like to see this as an actual farm again. That would be nice. All right, here we go. We can get a wart seed down there. Probably get another one down here. And then we'll have one closer to the end here. Yeah, we'll dig this one up. This is 4 apart, and then we can go 4, and then I'll dig this one up, and that'll be a bog bucket as well. hopefully that will solve some of the food crisis over there, at least make it not as consistent. Okay, we definitely overstacked the fridge. Or not. What happened? I don't know. But in any case, let's go ahead and change the destination here. I think we can go ahead and launch this rocket. So let's at least get this rocket back up into space. This one should be pretty good to go once everything is built. I'm not sure on the progress here. That's the Mars one. Okay, so it's going. It's not quite there yet, but it is going. All right, we are taking off there. Let's look at the printables here. We could do some hatch eggs and just sweep them into the garbage. Give us some extra barbecue to carry us over. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop over here, and then once we get this good, we will call it good for the episode. Let's get the word seeds down. And let's go ahead and copy the settings to these ones as well. Okay, so now we have the bog buckets going. We have a consistent pumping of polluted water to them automatically. They are all growing. It does seem like the temperature is good on them, 21.8. So everything is going really, really well here overall. So I think we might be okay going forward with the bog jelly, but we'll see. We'll see what time has to say about that. If we go back to this planetoid, it does look like we are... Actually, before we do that, I want to make sure Harold takes his suit off. Harold, unequip your suit. And then go ahead and get started on making databanks. All right, so we got the databanks going. This polluted water should be going soon. So yeah, everything is working pretty well so far. The only thing I have to do is connect the power wire to this thing. And then I think we are in a good spot to go down here and bust into this and generate all that steam and have that pumped up to the rocket ship right here and fill this steam chamber. But there's really not much of a point in doing that until this is done being built. Although I'm not really sure why it says this is unreachable. Maybe there's just no available suits, no available oxygen. Okay, so all the oxygen has been exhausted. We have to kind of wait for that then. Okay, well, I think that leaves us in a good spot to put the cut in for today. We didn't quite get everything done that we wanted to do, but we did make some pretty decent progress overall. I mean, we got these rockets moving along, getting ready to take off once the oxygen gets pumped up there and the suits get resupplied. Yeah, we got our steam generation plan in place. We got farming up and running on the other planetoid. So this is starting to look a lot better over here in general, and less dramatic. We even buried the corpse of the dupe that was sitting here for multiple episodes. So all good progress. Thank you for watching. If you liked the episode, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, to see more content in the future. We'll catch you in the next one.